Steward Lee lined up all 20 of us maids, mouths stuffed full of chili powder, standing on beds of nails. Nobody move. Anyone who slacked even slightly, or let out a single cry of pain, would be dragged out and beaten to death on the spot. Cold sweat mixed with tears of agony soaked through my thin clothes in seconds. The soles of my feet were on fire, a bone-deep, unbearable pain. All around me, the other girls were breaking down, sobbing, begging for mercy. But I just clenched my teeth and held that mouthful of chili powder all the way to dawn. In the end, I was the one who stood out, the only one who made it through, the one they chose. That same night, I was sent to Shen Yao's chambers. The reason? His wife, Liu Ruyan, had recently been confirmed pregnant. She was in no state to keep attending to his needs in bed, so they needed to pick one of us lowly maids, someone with a clean background, to warm his bed. A few months later, Liu Ruyan gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, and I was confirmed by the physician to be 2 months pregnant myself. For the first time in what felt like forever, there was something to hope for. When Shen Yao came to see me, I was overjoyed. I was just about to tell him the news, when before I could even get the words out, Shen Yao's manservant grabbed me and shoved me hard into the pond. Thrashing, gasping, I looked up in terror and saw the killing intent in Shen Yao's eyes. My wife is devoted to me. There is no way I'm letting a maid climb above her station. The manservant's hand on top of my head pressed harder and harder, until finally, he drowned me in that ice-cold pond. After that, the two of them stayed as loving as ever. The perfect couple, celebrated all across the capital, while me and my unborn child died for nothing. Then I opened my eyes again. I had been reborn, back to before Liu Ruyan had given me away. This time, I was going to rewrite my fate with my own hands. I knew that Duke Xiaoye had been widowed for years, and had never remarried. I made up my mind. I was going to get into his bed, transform myself into the lady of the Duke's manor. I was going to make those two call me stepmother and mean it. Not long after, Liu Ruyan was officially confirmed pregnant by the royal physician. Shen Yu rushed back from outside the moment he heard, and as he passed by me, that greedy gaze of his lingered on me for just a moment. Slick and gross made my skin crawl. Not long after, Liu Ruyan's soft, coy sounds drifted out from inside the room, along with Shen Yao's tender, coaxing voice. From a distance, it sounded like the most devoted, blissful couple you'd ever seen. But the moment Shen Yao left, Liu Ruyan's personal maid Chen Yao started running her mouth immediately. Vicious, spiteful. What kind of decent girl from a good family who struts around with her chest practically popping out of her clothes? And that figure, that face, shameless. Even the girls at the brothel aren't this brazen. Clearly not a girl who knows her place. What's the point of keeping a little vixen like Su Nuo around? From inside the room, Liu Ruyan let out a soft sigh and told her not to go around talking like that behind people's backs. Not long after Liu Ruyan had me brought inside, I knelt on the floor with my head bowed, obedient. Liu Ruyan studied me for a long moment with those deep, unreadable eyes, then smiled sweetly and said, Su Nuo, you really are a lucky one. That kind of luck, I want absolutely nothing to do with it. In my last life, not long after she said those exact same words, I became Shen Yao's bed warmer. Drowning and the suffocation, it was agony. There is no way I'm living through that a second time. Ever since Liu Ruyan's pregnancy was confirmed, Shen Yao had been coming by every single day to see her. But every time he came, that blatant stare of his would land on me, sometimes fixed on my face, sometimes on my chest, sometimes on my waist. The way he looked at me made my whole body go cold. Anyone with eyes could see it. He was very pleased with how I looked. Every time that happened, Shen Yao would shoot me a look that could kill. And after Shen Yao left, she'd spit out another shameless little vixen. Liu Ruyan always kept that gracious, understanding smile on her face. But underneath it was something cold and dangerous. How did I ever convince myself in my last life that Liu Ruyan was genuinely kind and didn't care about my existence? What was hiding behind that gentle smile was a very clear, very real desire to see me dead. I can't just sit here and wait to die again. In just 2 more days, Shen Yao would force me into his room. But as a lowly maid, my indenture contract was still in Liu Ruyan's hands. Escaping a life where anyone could control me on a whim felt nearly impossible. But right at that moment, a voice came bursting in from outside, practically vibrating with excitement. My lady, I the Duke won another battle at the front. He'll be back tomorrow. A flash of delight crossed Liu Ruyan's face, though her fingers quietly curled tight. And just like that, a bold idea came to me. Xiaoye, Shen Yao's adoptive father in name, was only 32, still in his prime. He had never remarried after his wife died, not even taken a concubine. If I could become his woman, nobody would dare mess with me again. Not even Liu Ruyan and Shen Yao could touch me without going through the Duke first. On top of that, Shen Yao wasn't even his real son. Shen Yao's biological father had been one of Xiaoye's subordinates, fought alongside him through countless campaigns, north and south for years, until he died on the battlefield. When his wife heard the news, she couldn't hold on either, and passed away shortly after. At the time, Shen Yao was just a child, only a few years old. No family left, no one to look after him, so Xiaoye brought him into the Duke's manor, and took him in as his adopted son. All these years, Shen Yao had been the only young master in the Duke's household. When Liu Ruyan heard the Duke was coming back, she was naturally thrilled. She had always been very respectful toward this father-in-law of hers. Early the next morning, she had Shun Yao help her get all dolled up. My lady, now that you're with child, the Duke is going to be over the moon when he hears. Once you give him a grandson, he might just go to the palace and request a title for you. You could end up a lady of the first rank. Liu Ruyan's smile grew even wider, one hand gently resting on her swollen belly, face full of anticipation and hope. I stood to the side, eyes down, saying nothing. Too bad, she's going to be disappointed. In my last life, Xiaoye came straight back and went straight to a palace banquet. Liu Ruyan waited until dark and he never came home. But honestly, that made things a lot easier for me. Liu Ruyan had never liked my face much. She got rid of me not long after. I went straight back to the servants' quarters, gathered every bit of silver I'd saved over the years, and quietly started greasing the right palms. Eventually, I got the exact route Xiao Ye would take back to the manor. Once night had completely fallen, I stood there holding a single lantern, right in the middle of the path Xiao Ye had to pass through. The clothes I had on were thin, very thin. The night breeze swept through, and I couldn't stop myself from shivering. My heart started racing. Xiao Ye was powerful, one of the most powerful men in the capital. Half the noble daughters in the city were dying to marry him, and more than a few had tried to crawl into his bed. But this man had zero interest in women, and every single girl who tried that got flogged and sold off by a trafficker. The more I thought about it, the more terrified I got. My legs were turning to jelly. Finally, I just said, forget it. If this doesn't work tonight, Shen Yao was going to take me by force tomorrow. And after that, death was just a matter of time. Might as well throw everything at this one shot. Even if I end up getting sold off by a trafficker, maybe I'd still find a way to survive out there. I stood out in the cold wind for about half an hour. Then finally a figure slowly approached. In the hazy moonlight I looked. A man roughly 30 years old. Built solid. Striding this way with serious purpose. My legs nearly gave out. That frame looked like it could flatten me with one punch. This had to be the legendary Duke. I saw that no one was with him. I took a deep breath, gritted my teeth, and walked toward him, lantern in hand. Then pretended to trip and fall right into his arms. His body was solid muscle. Crashing into him rattled my bones. It actually hurt enough to bring tears to my eyes. Xiao Ye looked down at me cold. Who are you? I forced myself to stay calm. Bit down hard, looked up at him with red-rimmed eyes. And who are you? Don't come near me. Then I steeled myself, and started putting on a flustered, half-hearted struggle. The thin, barely there fabric I was wearing had already left very little to the imagination. Xiao Ye's gaze dropped, fixed on me, his expression going darker and harder to read. The hand gripping my waist slowly tightened. He watched me for a long moment, then tugged the corner of his mouth into a smirk. Little girl, you've got some nerve. Openly trying to seduce me? Junyao wasn't wrong. I was born to be a little vixen, apparently. In my last life, after spending months around Shenyao, I learned exactly what men respond to. Before coming out here, I'd knocked back a few cups of peach blossom wine. Liquid courage. It actually worked. I looked up at him through slightly hazy, tipsy eyes, and the fear in my chest eased just a little. I played dumb and innocent, but every move I made was dripping with suggestion. 3 parts drunk, stretched into 7. Finally, I managed to spark a flicker of interest in Xiao Ye, but he didn't take me back to his main quarters, just to a side room where he sometimes rested. I barely slept at all. Before dawn, I rushed back to attend to Liu Ruyan. When I walked in, I found out Shen Yao had stayed the night with Liu Ruyan too. Liu Ruyan had a flush on her cheeks, the two of them whispering close together, all warm and sweet. Ever since Liu Ruyan's pregnancy was confirmed, Shen Yao hadn't spent the night there in a long time. I noticed right away. The way Shen Yao looked at me was more heated than usual. Last night, the two of them seemed to have reached some kind of agreement, one they'd never say out loud. While I was helping Shen Yao wash up, he casually slipped and grabbed my hand. That smile of his, lecherous and loaded. I yanked my hand back in panic, turned around and saw Liu Ruyan clutching her handkerchief, staring at me with cold, dead eyes. After Shen Yao left, Liu Ruyan finished getting dressed and ready, and headed off to pay her respects to Xiao Ye. She specifically told me to carry the scalding hot chicken soup, and come along with her. The whole way there, the heat radiating through the bowl was pure torture, even as the back of my hand blistered red and swollen. I held on, tight, didn't let go. This soup was a gift from the Imperial Palace, a rare, precious tonic. If I dropped it, a worthless maid like me couldn't pay for it with her life. Liu Ruyan watched me go pale and silent, and her smile got wider. She said how lucky I was with a laugh. Chunyao shot me a murderous look from the side. It's just a bowl of chicken soup. You're acting like it's going to kill you. Somebody might think you were the young miss of this house. You're a lowly maid. You're only still here because our miss has a kind heart. A little vixen like you. Someone should have dragged you out and gotten rid of you a long time ago. I kept my head down and said nothing. Chunyao clearly wasn't satisfied even after all that. She whipped around and slapped me across the face. My head snapped to the side. My grip faltered, and some of the scalding soup sloshed out. It hit the back of my hand and turned it red instantly. The pain made my eyes water, but I barely managed to keep the bowl from hitting the ground. Liu Ruyan, standing to the side, finally spoke up calm and unhurried. Told Chunyao not to overstep, for show. Then turned to me with a soft, gentle smile. Said Chunyao had been spoiled and meant no harm. She hoped I wouldn't take offense. I kept my eyes low and murmured, Chunyao correcting me is an honor. I'm grateful. Liu Ruyan's smile got even more satisfied. Said I was sharp, knew my place, while Chunyao just kept muttering insults under her breath. We arrived at Xiao Ye's courtyard. The place was guarded by a good number of soldiers. The moment we stepped in, I heard Xiao Ye's steward, Steward Shu, asking someone, any news on the person the Duke is looking for? My heart lurched. Before the guard could answer, Steward Shu spotted us. His gaze landed on me, with an expression that was hard to read. Then he led us toward Xiao Ye's room. The moment I walked in, I felt it. A powerful, crushing gaze landing directly on me. I didn't dare look up. I set the chicken soup down as Liu Ruyan had instructed, bowed my head and quietly stepped back. Then suddenly, a voice low and edged with cold, stop! I froze and looked up in a panic. Xiao Ye sat there, eyes slightly narrowed, staring straight at me. His expression unreadable, heavy with something unsaid. When I woke up that morning, Xiao Ye was still asleep. Last night I'd climbed through the window, pretending to be drunk. He never asked which household I was from, and I played dumb about who he really was. As a lowly maid, I couldn't leave anything that could be used against me. The smart move was to slip out as fast as possible. And now, this was technically my first official meeting with the Duke. I froze on the spot immediately, put on exactly the right amount of terror on my face, then dropped to my knees with a heavy thud, voice shaking. This servant pays her respects to the Duke. Head down, face pale, whole body trembling, the picture of someone completely terrified out of her mind, and that cold gaze bearing down on me from above, gradually softened just a little. Lu Ruyan frowned and glanced at me, with clear displeasure in her eyes, then smoothed her expression and turned to Xiaoye. Father-in-law, is something wrong? Xiaoye suddenly stood, walked over to me slowly. So it's you. Nothing. This maid, she's got some real tolerance. Her hands burned up like that. He looked up at Steward Shu standing nearby. Steward Shu caught on immediately, and had someone take me to get my hand bandaged. I followed the maid Steward Shu sent and left. Lu Ruyan's gaze had a cold edge to it, and Chunyao was staring at me with pure, undisguised hatred. Good night, Lady Lu. By the time we came out, my hand had just finished being wrapped. Xiaoye didn't bring any of it up, and I definitely wasn't going to ask. Too afraid of blowing my cover, I quietly followed Lu Ruyan back to her quarters, heart pounding the whole way. Liu Ruyan gave me one look, then went back inside. Chunyao had been bottling it up, and let it out with a hard slap across my face. Screaming at me that trash like me had no business catching the Duke's eye, and that if it weren't for our Mrs.'s sake, I'd have been thrown out long ago. I knelt there holding my face, jaw locked tight. A cold despair crept over me. The Duke doesn't plan on keeping me, so this crawl into bed scheme failed. Could it be that even this life, I still can't escape the miserable fate of being Shen Yao's bed warmer? Shen Yao made me kneel for 2 full hours. In the end, it was Liu Ruyan who stopped it, worried that if my knees gave out, Shen Yao might think she was being too harsh, and it would damage her reputation as a gentle and virtuous wife. So she called off Chunyao's punishment, even had Chunyao apply medicine to my face and hands. That evening, Shen Yao came over. Chunyao and I attended to Liu Ruyan. While she and Shen Yao had dinner, Shen Yao's eyes kept drifting to me. That urgency, that hunger in his gaze, it made my skin crawl. Liu Ruyan kept smiling, and casually glanced at me. Chunyao glared at me the entire time. I felt like I had a target on my back. Finally, the two of them finished dinner. Shen Yao took Liu Ruyan's hand tenderly, warm and loving. Having you by my side, what more could a man ask for? Liu Ruyan leaned into Shen Yao's arms softly. Husband, stop teasing me. Watching that couple perform their fake devotion, I felt nothing but cold, and for the first time I felt a deep, burning resentment rise in me. Liu Ruyan wanted me gone. A thorn in her side she'd love nothing more than to rip out.
Shen Yao had coveted my body for months.
He used me to satisfy his own desires, and then felt guilty about his wife. So he decided the cleanest solution was for me to simply disappear. Wipe the slate clean. Pretend it never happened. Chunyao thought I was shameless, that I'd seduced Xiaoye and broken our Mrs. Heart. She despised me completely. Every chance she got, humiliate me, hit me whenever she felt like it. But through all of this, did any one of them ever once ask if I was willing? In their eyes, I was nothing but an object. Theirs to use, trade, and dispose of. They hadn't even bothered to mention any of it to me, and had already decided my fate. After about a quarter hour of their sweet nothings, Shen Yao was already getting restless. His eyes kept sliding back to me. That look, full of raw desire, turned my stomach. Liu Ruyan's smile never wavered, but I noticed the handkerchief in her hand had been crushed into a tight, crumpled mess. She turned to Shen Yao with a gentle smile, softly said she wasn't feeling up to it tonight, so she wouldn't keep him here to rest. She'd had the side room next door prepared for him. Shen Yao's face lit up. He squeezed Liu Ruyan's hand with a smile. You always know exactly what I need. Liu Ruyan gave him a playful look, then turned to me, told me to take Shen Yao to the side room. I led Shen Yao toward the side room. Just as we neared the doorway, Shen Yao suddenly lunged forward and yanked me hard into his arms. My face went white with shock. I struggled and cried out, Sir, what are you doing? Shen Yao held me tight, pinning me against him. Eyes locked straight onto mine. Soon, no, your miss has already given you to me. Tonight, you're mine. Let me take good care of you. As he said it, his lips moved closer, warm breath hitting my face. Despair crashed through me. I twisted away in a panic, voice cracking. Please let me go. I am Mrs. Maid. He forced my struggling to stop, scooped me up and started carrying me toward the room. My mind went completely blank, and I blurted out in desperation, I'm already the Duke's woman. What did you just say? Shen Yao's hands froze midair, his eyes filled with disbelief and something ugly. He grabbed my wrist and squeezed, hard enough that I felt like my bones were about to snap. You're out of your mind. A worthless little maid dares to claim the Duke? Watch your mouth before you choke on your own lies. I was shaking from the pain, cold sweat sliding down my temple, soaking through my thin collar, but I clenched my teeth and held on, tears burning in my eyes. I forced my face into exactly the right expression, deeply wronged but too stubborn to back down. What happened last night? The Duke knows about it. If you don't believe me, go ask him yourself. Shen Yao's face went ashen, with a flicker of panic underneath. He clearly didn't believe me, but the words the Duke made him hesitate. Everyone in the capital knew Xiaoye's iron grip. Even the Emperor gave him room. Shen Yao was just an adopted son. How could he dare actually go and confront him? Shen Yao stared me down for a long moment, sharp as a hawk, cutting right through me, like he was trying to see straight through my act. I felt every hair on my body stand up. Cold sweat had already soaked my back, but I held my ground and refused to flinch, fingers digging into my own palm, using the pain to hold on to that last shred of composure. Right then, steady footsteps suddenly rang out from outside the door, each step landing like it was pressing directly on your chest, followed by Steward Shu's respectful voice. Duke, What brings you here? My lord? Shen Yao's whole body jolted. He instantly let go of my wrist, spun around and hurried to bow at the doorway. Father, what are you doing here? The panic in his voice was impossible to hide. I quickly lowered my head too, heart hammering, hopeful and terrified at the same time, hoping Xiaoye would protect me, and scared he'd pretend not to know me. Xiaoye appeared in the doorway, backlit, hard to read, radiating the kind of authority that made the whole room shrink. His gaze swept the room, passed over Shen Yao's stiff, tense profile, and finally landed on me, probing, loaded with meaning. I was passing by, heard some noise coming from in here. What's going on? Shen Yao's face got even more unnatural, quickly forced out a smile. It's nothing, father. This maid just overstepped. Startled me a bit, nothing serious. I snuck a glance up at Xiaoye, and met those deep, fathomless eyes of his head on. Those eyes, like they were hiding an endless abyss. I quickly looked back down, voice catching in my throat just enough. My lord, every word I said just now was the truth. I wasn't trying to disrespect the young master. Shen Yao snapped his head toward me, eyes burning with something that could kill. Like he wanted to swallow me whole. You little wretch! How dare you keep lying! Xiaoye raised one hand and cut Shen Yao off cold. Simple gesture, but absolutely no room to argue. He walked slowly over to me, looked down at me from above, eyes dropping to my swollen red wrist. And my pale face. Your hand's in that state! Why are you still standing here? His tone gave nothing away, but it made Shen Yao's expression darken considerably. The vein at his temple was visibly twitching. Steward Shu stepped forward immediately. My lord, perhaps let Miss Sunuo rest first. I'll handle things here. Xiaoye gave a slight nod. His gaze lingered on me for just a moment longer, with an almost imperceptible scrutiny. Go, rest up. Whatever you need, tell Steward Shu. A wave of relief washed over me. Like 1,000 pounds had just been lifted off my shoulders. I quickly dropped into a deep bow. Thank you, my lord. As I turned to leave, I could feel it. Shen Yao's and Liu Ruyan's gazes, both burning into my back. Like stones pressing down, scorching. I didn't dare breathe properly until I was back in my own room. The cold sweat on my palms had soaked through my sleeve. That whole scene just now, dangerously close to the edge. If Xiaoye hadn't shown up when he did, there'd have been no escaping Shen Yao today, and I'd likely be in an even worse place than my last life. I looked at my hand, blistered and swollen, and the palm print still fresh on my face, fingers trailing gently over the wounds. The hatred in me deepened. Liu Ruyan, Shen Yao, everything you owe me. I will collect every last bit of it, with interest. Just then, a soft knock came at the door. It was Yao Kui, a young maid Steward Shu had sent over with medicine. She set a small, elegant wooden box on the table, and said respectfully, Miss Sunuo, this is a golden wound salve the Duke specifically ordered for you. Prepared by the manor's own physician. Extremely effective. Please apply it on schedule. Also, the Duke says, you no longer need to attend to the young mistress. You'll be staying in his courtyard for the time being. Whatever you need, just let me know. My heart settled. Xiaoye was keeping me close. This was undeniably the best outcome, with him as my shield. Liu Ruyan and Shen Yao wouldn't dare touch me easily, but it also meant I was now completely on the opposite side from them, and the road ahead was only going to get harder. I thanked Xiao Kuai. Thank you so much. Please pass my gratitude along to the Duke as well. After she left, I opened the box right away. Inside sat a small white jade vial. I uncapped it. A cool, clean herbal scent hit me immediately. I started applying it to my wounds. The cooling sensation eased the pain almost instantly, and with it, some of the restless anxiety in my chest settled too. I lay back on the bed, mind spinning. The tragedy of my last life cannot happen again. This time around, I'm not just going to survive. I'm going to thrive. Early the next morning, before I'd even gotten up, I heard Chun Yao's sharp, shrill voice outside the door. This shameless little vixen, nothing but a maid who crawled into a man's bed, and now she thinks she can take over the Duke's courtyard? Who does she think she is? Absolutely shameless. One day she's gonna get what's coming to her. Loud enough that every word reached me crystal clear. I frowned slightly, and didn't react. With Xiaoye's protection now, Chun Yao didn't dare actually barge in. She was just out there running her mouth, that's all. Not long after, Zhao Kui brought breakfast. A plate of delicate osmanthus cakes, a warm bowl of lotus seed congee, 2 small side dishes. Looking at the food on the table, I knew it was all from Xiaoye. But I also knew this might just be a passing interest on his part. Men's novelty fades fast. If I didn't find a way to actually hold his attention, I'd be discarded sooner or later. After breakfast, I was still thinking through how to take the next step. Earn Xiaoye's trust. When Steward Shu came in person, the Duke is requesting your presence. His study. My chest tightened. I quickly straightened my clothes, and followed Steward Shu toward Xiaoye's study. The whole way, the other servants looked at me differently, but I kept my eyes straight ahead. Just kept walking. At the study door, I took a deep breath, and stepped inside. Xiaoye was sitting at his desk going through official documents when he heard something. He looked up, eyes landing on me, searching with something unreadable behind them. How's the wound? His voice was flat as ever. My lord. Much better, thank you for asking. I answered with a bow, too scared to meet his eyes. Get over here. Xiaoye's voice carried the kind of authority you don't question. I walked up slowly, stopping just a few feet away, close enough to catch the faint scent of ink on him, mixed with ambergris. He set down his brush and stood up, then suddenly reached out and tilted my chin up, forcing me to look at him. You've got some nerve. Scheming your way into my bed, and then throwing my name around in front of Shen Yao like a shield. My heart dropped. I quickly lowered my head, eyes going red instantly. I just didn't want Lady Xiao to hand me over to her son-in-law. My past life. The suffocation of drowning still felt like it was stuck in my throat. Tears slid down my face, dripping onto the back of his hand. Xiaoye watched me cry, his fingers pausing for just a moment. Half a beat later, he let go. Fine, since you're already mine now, no one in this estate will dare touch you again. My heart jumped. I immediately dropped to my knees. Xiaoye pulled me back up, his gaze falling on the handprint on my face. Who did this? His voice went cold instantly. It was Sister Chunyao when she brought the soup yesterday. She hit me. I told him the truth. Xiaoye's expression darkened. A flash of ice crossed his eyes. Steward Shu walked in immediately. My lord, what are your orders? Bring Chunyao here. Xiaoye's voice was completely emotionless. Chunyao was escorted in by 2 guards shortly after. The moment she saw me and Xiaoye, her face went paper white. My lord, I don't know what I've done wrong. Please, my lord, look into this clearly. Why did you hit Suno yesterday? Xiaoye's eyes were like blades. Chunyao's eyes darted around. She scrambled for an excuse. The girl was being careless. Almost dropped an imperial gift bowl. I just gave her a few words of discipline. Xiaoye let out a cold scoff. A servant? Throwing her weight around and hitting people just because she has Lady Xiao's backing? And now she has the nerve to lie about it? Drag Chunyao out. 30 lashes, sent to the farm outside the city. She is never to return. Chunyao was absolutely terrified. She kowtowed over and over, begging for mercy. But she was dragged out all the same. I stood there to the side, feeling a surge of satisfaction. This was just the beginning. After handling Chunyao, Xiaoye looked at me. From now on, if anyone dares mess with you, come straight to me. Don't just take it. I bowed to thank him. Walking out of the study, I knew exactly what this was. Xiaoye was establishing my standing, but Liu Ruyan was not going to let this go. Sure enough, before long a maid came over, saying Lady Xiao wanted to see me. I smiled coldly to myself. It was always coming. I straightened my clothes, composed my expression, and followed the maid toward Liu Ruyan's courtyard, running through my moves the entire way there. I walked into Liu Ruyan's courtyard. Rich floral scent hit me immediately, a sharp contrast from the remote little yard I lived in. Liu Ruyan was reclining on a daybed by the window, looking visibly worn out, but with resentment coiled behind her eyes. Sunuo, you're here. Flat, unbothered. I bowed politely. Lady Xiao, you wanted to see me? Liu Ruyan waved all the maids out, then sighed. Chunyao can be overbearing, I know that. But she does it for me. Now that you have the Lord's favor, can't you be the bigger person and let this one slide? I put on an apologetic look. Lady Xiao, it's not that I won't. It's that the Lord has already given his orders. I wouldn't dare go against them. Liu Ruyan's face dropped. Her hands clenched tight. Don't forget, your indenture contract is still in my hands. One word from me, and I'll make sure there's not even a grave left for you. I kept my head down, voice carrying real hurt. I just want to live in peace. I don't want to be pushed around anymore. You crawled into the Lord's bed. Isn't that exactly for money and status? Liu Ruyan sneered. I'm telling you, stay in your lane. The Lord is just entertained right now. Once the novelty wears off, you're still just a lowly maid. Walk away on your own and I'll give you a payout. Her words hit where it hurt, but I was never making that same mistake again. I took a deep breath, lifted my head, eyes steady. My lady, I belong to the Lord now. No one gets to push me around anymore. That includes you. Liu Ruyan didn't expect me to talk back. Her face went livid. You little... think you've got wings now? If you speak to me like that again, don't blame me for going straight to the Lord. And when he blames you for it, the child you're carrying might just suffer for it too. Liu Ruyan slammed the table, yelled toward the door. Someone get in here! A few rough-looking women charged in. Drag her to the woodshed and lock her in. Until I say otherwise, no food, no water. My heart sank. Lady Xiao! I cried out. You can't do this. The Lord will not let this go. Liu Ruyan laughed coldly. The Lord is busy with military affairs. By the time he even thinks about you, you'll have starved to death. The women grabbed me. I fought with everything I had, but it was useless. My wrists were gripped so hard it burned. The woodshed was dark and damp, thick with mold and smoke. They threw me on the ground, locked the door, and left. I struggled to pull myself up. My knee hit the stone floor hard. A piercing pain shot through me. I started questioning my choices. But my past life, the image of being drowned by Shen Yao was still vivid. I couldn't give up. Just then, the woodshed door was pushed open a crack. Xiao Kui poked her head in, eyes full of worry. She slipped in quietly, pulling 2 warm steamed buns and a flask of water from her robe. Miss Sunuo, eat up. Steward Shu asked me to bring this. I ate fast, barely breathing between bites, voice cracking. Thank you. And thanks Steward Shu for me. Steward Shu says the Lord is tied up with border military affairs. Still another 3 or 4 days before he's done. He says to hold on and stay safe. Xiao Kui leaned in. If anything happens, knock on the door 3 times softly. I'll find a way to get to you. She slipped out. I leaned against the wall, something like hope filling my chest. When Xiaoye gets back, Liu Ruyan is going to pay for this badly. The next few days, Xiao Kui snuck me food and water every single day. But the woodshed conditions were brutal. My wounds started getting infected. High fever hit. My mind started drifting. I even started hallucinating being drowned by Shen Yao. I knew I couldn't go under. Had to hold on, but my body was getting weaker by the hour. Life slipping away bit by bit. Right when I thought I couldn't hold on any longer, the woodshed door was suddenly shoved open hard. A familiar silhouette appeared in the doorway. Xiaoye. He saw me barely clinging to life. He crossed the room fast, carefully scooped me up, voice shaking slightly. Sunuo, are you alright? Can you hear me? I slumped against his chest, barely managing to open my eyes. Tears fell instantly. My lord, I thought I'd never see you again. Xiaoye's arms tightened around me. He moved fast toward his courtyard, barking at Steward Shu as he walked. Find out right now. Who put her in there? I'll make them pay 10 times over, 100. Every servant nearby held their breath. They had never seen the Lord this furious. I leaned into his chest, listening to his heartbeat, feeling genuinely safe for the first time. This life, someone was finally this angry on my behalf. Someone was actually protecting me. Back at Xiaoye's courtyard, he immediately sent someone for a physician. Go get the best physician from the Imperial Medical Bureau. If anything happens to Miss Sunuo, I'll hold every one of you responsible. He gently laid me down on the soft bed, pulled the covers over me, and sat at the edge watching over me, pressing his hand to my burning forehead. His brow furrowed even deeper. I drifted off, barely conscious. In my dream, I was back in my past life, Shen Yao dragging me into the water. The suffocation kept growing stronger. Right when I was about to go under, a pair of warm, strong hands pulled me out. I jolted awake, gasping for air, forehead drenched in cold sweat. Xiaoye grabbed my hand immediately, voice soft. It's okay. I'm right here, you're safe. Everything I'd been holding, the fear, the pain, broke all at once. I buried my face in his chest and cried. He gently patted my back, patiently waiting for me to calm down. When I woke again, the physician was already there. He checked my pulse, examined the wound. My lord, Miss Sunuo's injuries are severe. She's also caught a cold on top of it. Fever won't break, and there's internal cold chi buildup. If you'd come even a little later, there would have been nothing left to do. Fortunately, you got here in time. She can still be saved. Xiaoye's expression went even darker, eyes loaded with meaning. Liu Ruyan, bold move. I tugged at his sleeve, voice barely there. My lord, please don't be too hard on her. She's carrying your child after all. The more you let it go, the more she'll push. I'm not letting this one slide, not this time. Xiaoye said that and walked out. It wasn't long before word came back. Xiaoye had put Liu Ruyan under house arrest for 3 months, stripped away most of her maids and servants, left only 2 plain girls to attend to her. When Shen Yao found out, he ran to Xiaoye's study to plead for her, got told off without any mercy, and was sent away to reflect on his actions. Shen Yao was furious. His resentment toward me and Xiaoye ran even deeper. With Liu Ruyan confined, the estate got a lot quieter. Under Xiaoye's careful attention, I slowly got better. He'd come check on me every single day, talk to me about campaigns and battles. Sometimes he'd just sit there quietly watching me, eyes warm but carrying something I couldn't quite read. I could feel his feelings toward me shifting. It wasn't just novelty anymore. Something more genuine had crept in, but the gap between us was still too wide. Without a real title, I'd always be at someone else's mercy. One day when Xiaoye came to see me, I hesitated, then spoke up. I have a request. Say it. He looked up, eyes steady. I want to ask the Lord to give me a formal title. Even if it's just a small one, the lowest possible, anything. Xiaoye paused. A flicker of surprise crossed his eyes. Why do you want a title? I just don't want to be pushed around anymore. I don't want to live like I have no say in anything. My voice carried both hurt and resolve. Xiaoye looked at the conviction in my eyes, made up his mind. All right, once you're fully recovered, I'll petition the court to officially grant you the title of concubine. It may only be that, but I will protect you. No one will ever hurt you again. My heart leapt. I immediately dropped to my knees to thank him. Thank you, my lord. I will serve you faithfully from now on. I won't let your kindness go to waste. Xiaoye helped me up, gently running his hand over my hair. I leaned against him, heart completely full. This life, I finally had someone to lean on. Word that Xiaoye was giving me an official title spread through the entire estate fast, even reaching ears of officials in the capital. Nobody saw it coming. Xiaoye giving a title to a maid. That was basically unheard of in a city as rank-obsessed as the capital. Shen Yao flew into a rage when he heard, started smashing things in his room, fuming and panicking at the same time. He went to find Xiaoye and tried to talk him out of it. Sunuo's status is too low. Making her a concubine will make you a laughingstock. Xiaoye stared at him coldly. My business? Since when do you have a say in it? Whoever I choose, I'll give them whatever title I want. No outsider gets a vote. Shen Yao's face drained. He quickly bowed his head. I just worry about your reputation. My reputation doesn't need a maid to protect it. What you should be doing is keeping your wife in check. Tell her to stop causing trouble. Otherwise, don't expect me to hold back out of old loyalty. Xiaoye gave a cold scoff. Shen Yao could only slink away in embarrassment, the bitterness inside him growing darker by the minute. He felt Xiaoye was being completely unfair, going this far for the sake of a servant girl. He wasn't Xiaoye's biological son to begin with. He would never inherit the duke's estate, not unless something happened to Xiaoye. And now Xiaoye was showering me with this much affection. If I were to bear a son someday, his position would become even more precarious. The ambition inside Shen Yao began to surface. He started secretly making contact, reaching out to officials at court who had grudges against Xiaoye. His plan, strip Xiaoye of all real power and take his place. He used the connections and resources he'd spent years building up in the capital to quietly draw in everyone who resented Xiaoye. They were scheming something enormous. Xiaoye saw all of it. He'd been on guard against Shen Yao for a long time. He just hadn't expected him to move this recklessly, this fast. What Shen Yao was doing now made up his mind. This threat had to be eliminated for good. That day, Xiaoye called me in for a talk. Suno, Shen Yao has been secretly colluding with officials. His intentions are treasonous. He wants to stage a rebellion. What do you think I should do with him? My heart lurched. Shen Yao actually dared commit treason, a crime punishable by the extermination of 9 generations. I hesitated. My lord, Shen Yao is your adopted son after all. He's followed you for years. Why not give him one chance to turn himself around? If he still refuses to see reason, it won't be too late to deal with him then. Xiaoye looked at me. A flash of admiration crossed his eyes. You really do have a kind heart. But once certain people develop ambitions like this, they don't turn back. What Shen Yao has done has crossed my absolute limit. He doesn't just want my power and position. He wants your life. I can't afford to let this slide any further. Xiaoye moved quickly. It wasn't long before he had gathered ironclad evidence of Shen Yao's collusion with those officials, including the written correspondence between them and transcripts of their secret meetings. The evidence was airtight, completely irrefutable. Xiaoye compiled everything and presented it to the emperor. The emperor immediately issued a decree, stripping Shen Yao of his titles and ordering his arrest, throwing him in prison. Every official who had colluded with Shen Yao was punished without mercy. When Liu Ruyan learned that Shen Yao had been locked away, she fell into complete despair. Shut inside the prayer hall, she wailed and hurled curses at me and at Lord Xiao. With Shen Yao behind bars, the turmoil within the duke's estate temporarily settled. The servants who had once attached themselves to Shen Yao quickly changed sides, no longer daring to harbor any rebellious thoughts. Xiao Ye kept his promise. He submitted a formal memorial to the court, officially naming me his concubine. The emperor, in recognition of Lord Xiao's years of distinguished service, approved the request. He even sent along a generous selection of precious gifts as a congratulatory present. The moment the imperial edict arrived, tears of overwhelming emotion streamed down my face. I knelt on the ground and kowtowed in the direction of the imperial palace. Xiao Ye helped me to my feet and said with great tenderness, "From now on, you are mine." I leaned against his chest, my heart full of happiness and gratitude. After becoming his official concubine, my standing within the duke's estate grew considerably more secure. The servants treated me with deference. Even distant relatives of the family became much more courteous toward me. Xiao Ye also grew even more devoted to me. He visited me almost every day, coming to my courtyard as soon as he'd finished his official duties, sometimes taking me to stroll through the garden of the estate. Everyone in the household knew I was the person closest to Lord Xiao's heart. No one dared to cross me anymore. But I didn't let it go to my head. I knew everything I had now was something Lord Xiao had given me. I had to serve him with even more care and attentiveness, and work hard to learn the rules of the household. Qingzu and Lue served me wholeheartedly, taking care of all manner of daily affairs for me. Even so, there were still plenty of ladies from prominent households who gossiped endlessly, saying a servant girl like me was no match for Lord Xiao. But every single time, Lord Xiao defended me without hesitation, and no matter when, he would always say to me gently, "With me here, no one will ever be able to hurt you again." I looked into his eyes full of love and resolve, and felt a happiness that filled me completely. In this life, I hadn't just rewritten my own fate. I had found someone who truly loved me. Liu Ruyan was confined to the prayer hall, and never came out again, not even after giving birth. Shen Yao was sentenced to death for treason. The officials who had conspired with him all received the punishment they deserved, and I finally shed the shadow of my past. I had found solid footing within the duke's estate. With Xiao Ye's protection in the days ahead, I would never again have to fear being bullied by anyone. I could finally live openly, and make something brilliant of this life. The Hao family had one rule if you wanted to marry their son. You had to stand blindfolded in front of the ancestral hall and shoot an apple from 100 steps away. "Miss, you try again next year." Now, this guy had been hitting targets from 100 steps since he was 12. But he'd missed 3 years in a row. Year 1, he said his hands were shaking. I told him better luck next time. Year 2, he blamed the wind. I said don't give up. By year 3, I couldn't take it anymore. I snuck over to the Zhenbei Ho ancestral hall, just to watch him practice, and accidentally overheard Xiao Jingyu talking to his buddy. "Jingyu, you missed again this year. Gotta say that shaky hand act was pretty convincing." Xiao Jingyu's lazy voice came through. "Well, what do you expect? If I actually hit it, I'd have to marry Huan Huan." "You don't want to marry her?" "I do, of course I do." Xiao Jingyu paused. "But what about Ruru?" Outside the window, I dug my fingers into the wooden frame. His voice dropped low. "I'm not made of stone. I promised Huan Huan I'd love her and only her, but I can't bring myself to let go of Ruru either." "Then what about Miss Shen? She's been waiting for you for years. If you keep stalling, someone else might snatch her up." "That won't happen." Xiao Jingyu sounded sure of himself. "Huan Huan loves me too much. She'd never marry someone else. I'm gonna drag this out a few more years, wait till she's a little older, a little less stubborn. She'll come around and agree to let Ruru move in alongside her, then I can have them both." The two of them burst out laughing. I went completely cold, and stumbled out of the ancestral hall in a daze. All I remember is it started raining on the way back. I had no umbrella. Rain and tears just mixed together on my face. The day after I got home, news broke that Ye Wanro had been betrothed to the capital's biggest playboy, Gu Qi. Xiao Jingyu completely lost it and went to crash the wedding, and that very night, they were already married. All of the capital was waiting to watch me and the Shen family become a laughingstock, but no one saw this coming. The next day, young Lord Gusi climbed over my garden wall and stared straight at me. "Since Xiao Jingyu stole my wife, I want you to replace her. Be my lady." "Too much?" I nodded. "Nope, I'll do it." He clearly didn't think I'd actually say yes to something that insane. Gucci just stood there, mouth open, completely stunned. Then he stammered out, You said it yourself. I'll come for you in 3 days, don't you dare back out." Then, like he was scared I'd change my mind, he jumped off the wall and tripped on his way down, nearly face-planted. I laughed watching that. Turns out he wasn't nearly as bad as people made him out to be. Honestly, kinda cute. Not long after Gucci left, Xiao Jingyu showed up. My face dropped immediately. "Young Master Xiao, you're a newlywed. Shouldn't you be home with your wife? What are you doing here?" Xiao Jingyu's face stiffened. He forced a smile. "Huan Huan, I didn't want things to go this way. But Ruru is too soft-hearted. I couldn't just watch her get married off to that kind of guy. Her whole life would have been ruined." "So you're fine just watching me and the entire Shen family become everyone's joke?" The moment he went and crashed that wedding, whatever we had, it was over. "Young Master Xiao, please leave. Whatever we had is done." Xiao Jingyu frowned and reached for me. "Huan Huan, stop making a scene. Even if I marry her, it doesn't have to change anything between us. Ruru is so sweet, or she won't give you a hard time. I'm just asking you to come in as a concubine for now. Once you give me a child, I'll elevate you to equal wife. You and Ruru will both be my wives. I won't favor one over the other." He wanted me, the eldest daughter of the Shen family, to come in as a concubine. The audacity. Even if I agreed, every ancestor in the Shen family would roll over in their graves. I stepped back and looked at him, cold as ice. "A Shen woman will never be a concubine." He didn't like that. "It's just a title. Even as a concubine, I'd never let anyone disrespect you. Why are you making this so hard for me? Making it hard for him? I almost laughed. Who was the one who crashed a wedding right before his own? Who married another woman and dragged me and the entire Shen family through the mud? And he had the nerve to say I was making things hard for him. I looked at him like he was nothing. I'll say it again. A Shen woman will never be a concubine. He'd been shot down so many times, now Xiao Jingyu was actually getting mad. His face went dark. Shen Xinghuan, you're being completely unreasonable. Everyone knows you've been close to me since childhood. Your reputation is already tied to mine. Without me, who's gonna want you? He flipped his sleeve and stormed off. I was shaking, I was so angry. And deep down, I felt this wave of sadness wash over me. The Xiao Jingyu, who used to have eyes only for me, who couldn't stand to see me hurt even a little. That guy was gone. The man standing here now was just Ye Wanrou's husband. It started long before this, when he dismissed me for her sake, and trampled all over my feelings. That's when I should have let go. But I couldn't. We had over 10 years together. I refused to believe that counted for less than 6 months with her. Turns out I was wrong. Gucci didn't give me time to second-guess myself. The next day, the Gu family showed up to formally propose, 108 chests of betrothal gifts, stuffed into every corner of my courtyard. My parents weren't sold on Gucci, they kept telling me to think it over, but my mind was made up. If I couldn't have love, I'd at least have power. Sure, Gucci had a bad rep, but he was the future heir of the Duke's estate. If the Ye family's legitimate daughter hadn't refused the match, it never would have landed on Ye Wanrou. I was just about to have the gifts moved into storage when Xiao Jingyu walked in with Ye Wanrou. They took one look around and clearly got the wrong idea. Xiao Jingyu lifted his chin, that classic I knew it look on his face, and Ye Wanrou's eyes lit up with something greedy. Sister, are all of these your dowry? Ye Wanrou was the child of the Ye family's master and a maid, born from a drunken knight. She'd always been an afterthought in that household. On her wedding day, the Ye madame sent her off with nothing but a chest of coins. I frowned and said no, but Xiao Jingyu just smirked. Drop the act. Yesterday you said you wouldn't get married, and now you've already got the dowry ready? Right, sister. Once you're in the house, we're all family. Jingyu, didn't you bring something for sister? Go ahead, take it out. Ye Wanrou was rushing him along, and as she moved, a flash of green caught my eye. I stared at her, frozen. The Xiao family had a jade bracelet, a family heirloom meant for the future daughter-in-law. When I found out about it, I dropped hints to Xiao Jingyu. A lot of hints. He always changed the subject, always had some excuse, never once offered it to me. And now there it was, on Ye Wanrou's wrist. Ye Wanrou noticed me staring and made a show of pushing her sleeve up higher. With her little reminder, Xiao Jingyu put on a sour face, pulled a wooden hairpin from his robe, and tossed it at me, like he was doing me some huge favor. That's for you. I looked at that rough, chipped, barely finished hairpin and let out a cold laugh. He could be so generous with Ye Wanrou, but with me, cheapest guy alive. I handed it back, no thanks. Keep your gift for your Yi girl. Xiao Jingyu's face twisted. He snatched the hairpin back in a rage, and chucked it right out the window. Fine. If you don't want it, toss it. Ye Wanrou stomped her foot and pouted. Sister, Jingyu and I picked that out specially for you. It was a gesture of goodwill. Oh, and sister, you're moving in soon, right? I sewed this wedding dress for you myself. Hope you like it. She took the pink dress from her maid and held it out to me. I literally laughed in disbelief. So this is what shameless looks like up close. I looked at Ye Wanrou standing there all smug, and finally understood why they were here. They came to put me in my place. Didn't even bother asking if I was okay with any of this. Right in front of Xiao Jingyu, I said it one more time. I've already called off this engagement. If you two are done here, you can see yourselves out. But clearly neither of them took me seriously. Ye Wanrou grabbed the dress, and literally started dragging me toward the inner room. Sister, don't be dramatic. We don't even know if the dress fits, and just try it on real quick. I shoved her off. Back off, don't touch me. I barely used any force. But Ye Wanrou grabbed the dress and made this huge show of stumbling backwards. She plopped down on the floor and her eyes instantly welled up with tears. Sister, I'm sorry. I just wanted you to try the dress on. I didn't mean anything by it. Xiao Jingyu lost it. He shoved me hard. Shen Xinghuan, this dress... Ruru pulled 2 all-nighters to finish this for you. She was doing you a favor. And this is how you treat her. You're vicious, you know that. You've got no heart. No wonder nobody wants you. You can just rot here alone. And with that, he scooped Ye Wanrou up and walked out without a single look back. Ye Wanrou turned her head and shot me this smug little smile as they left. That moment brought me right back to the first time I'd ever seen her. Back then, she was just a nobody in the Ye family. A lowly, illegitimate daughter. At some banquet, her legitimate sister had been ordering her around like a servant. She accidentally spilled wine on her sister, got slapped across the face, and was forced to kneel in front of everyone. Xiao Jingyu couldn't stand watching someone get bullied like that and stepped in, worried her sister would keep targeting her after that. He started looking out for Ye Wanrou, always making sure she got the best food and the best fun. I was low-key jealous the whole time. He'd just laugh it off and say, I just feel bad for Ruru, that's all. At first I bought it. I thought it was just pity. That's why he paid her so much attention. Until the day Ye Wanrou was forced into a marriage with Guqi, and Xiao Jingyu ran in to crash the wedding, too scared to wait, married her that same night. Done deal, that's when it hit me. Without me even noticing, Ye Wanrou had claimed a piece of his heart. I'd been naive enough to think he was just being kind, that all that attention was out of nothing but good intentions. The day before my wedding, which happened to be the city's annual lantern festival. My favorite day of the year. Every single year before this, Xiao Jingyu had come with me to release lanterns. This year I was going alone for the first time, but when I got to the street, it was completely empty. Not a single vendor in sight. I was confused. When I caught 2 women chattering away, young Master Xiao was seriously going all out. Apparently he bought every single lantern on the whole street, just to make his wife happy. Right? If I were Lady Xiao, I'd be absolutely losing it. That's not even the half of it. He went head to head with the young lord over her, and left the Shen family's daughter to be a concubine. A man like that, if I could find one, I'd go 3 years without sleep, no complaints. I let out a bitter laugh at that and turned to leave. Then I heard a familiar voice behind me. Sister. I turned around without thinking. And there were Xiao Jingyu and Ye Wanro not far away. She came running toward me with a lantern in her hand. Sister, you're here for the lanterns too? Xiao Jingyu was still salty about yesterday. He gave me a cold scoff when he saw me. Then Ye Wanro held out her lantern with a big smile. Sorry about this, sister. Jingyu kind of bought out the whole street. So, here, you can have this one. No thanks. I stepped back, half expecting her to pin something on me again. Plus, I don't do secondhand things. Doesn't matter what it is or who. Xiao Jingyu's expression instantly went cold. His tone turned sharp and passive-aggressive. Well, clearly Lady Shen's too good for anything we have to offer. Forget her. Ruru, let's go. He pulled Ye Wanro toward the river. The moment they were gone, a man in a steward's uniform walked up to me. Miss Shen, the young lord asked me to give this to you. I looked at the lantern in his hands. The shape was delicate and clever. And at the bottom, in brushwork, a single bold, free-spirited character, Juan. It was the most beautiful lantern I'd ever seen. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to set it on the water. I just took it home. The next morning, my maid pulled me up early to do my hair and get me into my wedding dress. That's when it finally hit me. I was actually getting married. Not to the guy I'd been dreaming about all these years, Xiao Jingyu, but to the capital's most notorious playboy, Gu Qi, lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I took a deep breath. I'd made my choice, and no matter what came next, I was going to see it through. Once I was all dressed, the wedding procession arrived. Except it wasn't Gu Qi who showed up, it was Xiao Jingyu. I looked at that tiny pink sedan and the barely 20-person procession, and I was stunned. I thought I'd made myself crystal clear to Xiao Jingyu, and I'd already returned every single one of the Zhao family's betrothal gifts. So what was all this about? Before I could even ask, he took one look at my bridal crown and robes, and his face flipped. Shen Qinghuan. Who told you to dress like this? I'm taking a concubine today, not a wife. Go change now. I felt my blood boil at that. Xiao Jingyu, I have told you multiple times, this engagement is off. The man I'm marrying today is not you. My husband is on his way. Take your people and go. Xiao Jingyu scoffed. All right, keep performing. One more word and I'm actually leaving. Ruru came in first, so she's the wife. That was always the plan. And once you give me a child, I'll make you equal wife. Why are you in such a rush to move up anyway? I rolled my eyes. Pure delusion. Since when did I ever agree to any of this? I was about to say something when music suddenly started up behind us. Xiao Jingyu glanced back. Wait, is someone else getting married at the Shen house today? Before he could finish, Gu Qi was already riding up on his horse, right up to me. He took one look at Xiao Jingyu and the procession behind him, and raised an eyebrow. Oh, young Master Xiao, you here to steal my bride? Seeing him, Xiao Jingyu looked genuinely thrown off. His brain seemed to stall for a second. Then something clicked, and he shot Gu Qi a suspicious look. I'd actually like to know, why did you show up here with all these people? Gu Qi twirled his riding crop, grinning like he was asking for trouble. To get married. What else? Xiao Jingyu froze, and suddenly he felt a very bad feeling about where this was going. Her voice was trembling as she spoke. What do you mean, his wife? Gu Qi gave a mocking smirk just about to answer, but I cut him off. Gu Qi is my husband. He's the one I'm marrying today. That's impossible. Xiao Jinyu's face went pale. He practically screamed it. We had a betrothal. How could you marry someone else? Oh, so he remembered our engagement. But who was it that broke it and married someone else first? The moment Xiao Jingyu met my gaze, something clicked. Panic flooded his eyes, the kind you get when you're about to lose something forever. He pointed at Gu Qi. Juan, I know you're upset that I married Ruru. But you can't just marry him out of spite. Do you even know who he is? Everyone in Shenjing knows. Gu Qi is a notorious playboy. He haunts brothels. He's got zero ambition. He spends his days goofing off with a bunch of rich kids. A man like that can't give you a stable life. You're going to ruin yourself doing this. Juan, come back with me, please. Gu Qi's eyes flashed with annoyance. He ran his fingers along the grip of his riding crop, and the air around him dropped a few degrees. Still, he held back and looked at me, putting the decision in my hands. I was done with his constant interference. Whatever feelings I'd had left for him had been worn down to nothing by everything he'd pulled these past few days. I stepped forward, putting myself in front of Gu Qi, and stared Xiao Jingyu dead in the eyes. Xiao Jingyu knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not marrying him on impulse. This is a decision I made after a lot of thought. If you actually care about me, then stop making a scene. We go our separate ways. That's it. Gu Qi seemed pretty pleased with that. He slid his arm around my waist, pulled me close, and looked at Xiao Jingyu with pure contempt. You hear that, little lord? She said you two are done. So stop embarrassing yourself. Right then, the wedding matron came over right on cue, giving her red sash a little wave. My lady, it's time. The sedan is ready. I stepped past Xiao Jingyu and reached for the matron's hand to board the sedan, when Xiao Jingyu lunged forward and grabbed my wrist so hard his knuckles went white. It hurt. Juan, come with me. I won't let you marry him. You can only marry me. Gu Qi narrowed his eyes. The cold rolled off him instantly. He tightened his grip on the riding crop and leveled it straight at Xiao Jingyu's face. What? You trying to steal the bride now? You already took my fiancé once. Think I'm just gonna let that slide? Xiao Jingyu's eyes were red, totally unhinged. He didn't care who was watching or what it did to the Xiao family's reputation. So what? I'll do whatever it takes to bring her back. Gu Qi dropped the playful act completely. He let out a cold scoff, gave his wrist a flick, and the crop cut through the air right past Xiao Jingyu's ear, slicing off a few strands of hair. Xiao Jingyu flinched and let go. Then let's ask my whip if it agrees, and while we're at it, ask the 100+ escorts standing behind me. The tension was through the roof. You could practically feel the air crackling. Guests and neighbors crowded around, whispering and pointing, but no one dared step in. Xiao Jingyu had already burned his bridges with Gu Qi over the Ye Wanro situation. The Xiao family's head steward broke into a cold sweat and shoved through the crowd to drag him away. Young master, don't do this. Let's talk back home. Today is Miss Shen's wedding day. Don't make this uglier than it already is. Get off me! Xiao Jingyu shoved the steward aside, stumbled, then reached out toward me again. His eyes were full of desperation and something almost pathetic. Huan, if you'll just come with me, I'll give you anything you want. I'll divorce Ye Wanru. You'll be the only one I ever marry. I'll never let you suffer again, I swear. I looked at him completely numb. No anger, no sadness, just disappointment. I just hope you stay far away from me from now on. Xiao Jingyu, we're done. Those words hit him like a knife straight to the chest. His pupils trembled. He couldn't believe what he just heard. Every last bit of color drained from his face. He just stood there, frozen. Gucci had been losing patience for a while now. He shot a look to the escorts behind him, and two of the bigger guys stepped up immediately. They grabbed Xiao Jingyu from both sides and locked him down. No matter how much he struggled, he couldn't move. The wedding matron pulled back the sedan curtain, and I took her hand and stepped inside. The moment the curtain fell, I heard Xiao Jingyu completely lose it, screaming, one cry after another, raw and broken. Huan, don't go! Huan, get back here! Shen Qinghuan, you can't marry him! I never looked back. Not once. It was over the moment he chose Ye Wanro over our engagement and married her that same night. We were done then. Those 10+ years of feelings, all wasted. The sedan swayed and rocked, the wedding procession played on, and we finally arrived at the manor. Red ribbons were draped across the gate, lanterns everywhere, pure celebration. Way more festive than I'd imagined. Gucci took my hand and we were just about to step over the fire basin at the entrance, when the sound of galloping hooves came from behind, followed by a frantic shout, Huan, wait! I didn't have to turn around. I already knew it was Xiao Jingyu. Gucci gave my hand a reassuring pat and said quietly, Go on in, I'll handle him. He won't ruin our wedding. I hesitated for a second, looked at the certainty in his eyes, and turned around and walked inside without another word, left all the chaos behind me. About a quarter hour later, Gucci walked back in. His hem was a little disheveled, his sleeve had a bit of dust on it, but not a scratch on him. Still wearing that casual smirk. Well, obviously, this was Gucci's turf, the Zhenguo Duke's manor. Xiao Jingyu had no business pulling anything here. The guests had been waiting for a while. With family and friends as witnesses, Gucci and I bowed to heaven, earth, and our parents. Then the final bow, to each other. With every cheer from the officiant, I became his wife, official and undeniable. We stepped into the wedding chamber. The red candles burned bright, casting the whole room in crimson. I looked at Gucci and felt a wave of guilt. I said softly, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think he'd go that far. I ruined your mood. Gucci stepped closer and gently brushed the loose strands of hair from my face, cutting me off. His voice was soft. It's fine. I'm the one who married you in the end. A little hiccup like that doesn't matter. I gave him a grateful look and was about to say something else, when I looked up and Gucci suddenly leaned in and kissed me, just like that. His lips were warm with a faint hint of wine. He pulled back with the most satisfied look on his face. Huan, I'll never make you regret choosing me, not ever. My face went completely red, cheeks, ears, everything. My heart started pounding out of nowhere, like a little rabbit going absolutely wild in my chest. Gucci didn't give me a second to recover. He swept me up in his arms and carried me toward the bed draped in red silk. The candles flickered. A gentle night, wrapped in his warmth, his care. Nothing like the reckless playboy everyone said he was. The next morning, I woke up with aches all over my body. I sat up slowly, clutching my back. I couldn't help but grumble internally. Wasn't he supposed to be some big shot regular at the brothels? He acted like someone who'd never had a day off in his life. Zero chill. Gucci was already gone. On the table sat a warm cup of tea and some snacks. I was about to go find him when I heard two maids outside the door, whispering. Their voices drifted in, clear as day. Did you hear? Young Master Xiao knelt outside our manor all night. Said he wouldn't get up until the young mistress forgave him. A whole night, in the freezing cold. His knees are torn up. Oh, and get this, and his wife Yuanro showed up. She saw him kneeling and refusing to leave, and they just started fighting right there. Pushing each other around nearly came to blows. It was a mess. I thought he was so in love with her. He stole her from our young lord and married her the same night. Now he's out here obsessing over our young mistress? You don't get it. Men are like that. They always want what they can't have. Once they get it, it's old news. Yuanro was just a phase. Our young mistress is the one he actually can't let go of. Too bad. He pushed her away with his own hands. The voices faded. I stood there for a moment, completely still. No feelings. Nothing. Just a quiet kind of emptiness. Xiao Jingyu made his choices. Now he gets to live with them. Then Gucci walked in carrying a warm bowl of lotus seed porridge. He spotted me by the window and said softly, Huan, why didn't you sleep in? You feeling okay? I shook my head. Couldn't sleep. Once I was up, I just stayed up. He walked over, blew on a spoonful of porridge to cool it down, and held it out to me. His eyes were so gentle. Hungry. The kitchen made this specially for you. Soft and sweet. Try it. I ate it with a red face. The sweetness of the lotus seeds blended with the warm, rich rice. It just melted in my mouth. Gucci didn't bring up Xiao Jingyu, so I didn't ask. From the moment I decided to let him go, he became nobody to me. Just a stranger not worth another second of my time. After breakfast, Gucci took my hand and brought me to serve tea to his parents. Both of them were warm and easygoing. Not a single mention of what Xiao Jingyu had pulled the day before. His mother held my hand with the biggest smile and slipped a white jade bracelet onto my wrist. Cool and smooth against my skin. You're family now. Her smile stayed warm. That boy can be a handful. If he ever gives you trouble, you come straight to me. I'll set him straight. His father nodded firmly and gave Gucci a serious look. Treat Huan right? No more messing around like before. Settle down and be a good husband. Gucci agreed without hesitation, gave my hand a firm squeeze and looked his parents dead in the eye. Don't worry, I'll take care of Huan. I won't let her suffer, not once. True to his word, Gucci barely left my side for the next few days. Walking the gardens, reading, eating our way through every snack the manor had. The maids and servants couldn't help but shoot us looks, equal parts envy and amusement. I finally hit my limit and pushed him off. You're the young lord of the Jungwo Duke's manor. There's actual stuff to deal with around here. Stop following me around. Go do your own thing. Gucci just grinned and wrapped his arms around me from behind, chin resting in the crook of my neck, voice all soft and sweet. Being with you is my most important thing right now. The manor stuff? My parents and the steward have it covered. I've got nothing to worry about. After 3 days of that, it was time for the return visit to my family. Gucci packed up the gifts and we rode the carriage back to the Shen estate. We'd barely stepped off when I saw someone sprinting toward me from across the way. Closer look. Who else but Xiao Jingyu? Dark circles under his eyes, a bruise on his cheekbone, split lip, and a few shallow scratch marks across his face. He looked absolutely wrecked, probably from fighting with Ye Wanro. The moment he saw Gucci holding my hand, his eyes went red instantly. He stopped dead in his tracks, staring at me with this complicated look. I frowned, let go of Gucci's hand, and stepped forward, keeping my voice flat. Xiao Jingyu, can I help you? His eyes were full of pain. His voice came out rough. Huan! What I did. I was wrong. I was selfish. I hurt you. I'm sorry. After you married him, I finally understood how much what I did with Ruru actually hurt you. I know I messed up, Huan. Can you forgive me? I gave a small, calm nod. It's in the past. There's nothing to forgive. His eyes lit up. He thought I wasn't holding a grudge anymore. He moved in closer, urgent. Huan, I've already brought up divorce with Ye Wanro. She was never who I really wanted. It's always been you. Can you give me one more chance? Leave Gucci and come back to me, please. Gucci's expression went dark instantly. He stepped in front of me and grabbed Xiao Jingyu by the collar. His knuckles cracked as he balled his fist, and it was about to come down. I grabbed his arm. Achi, don't! Then I turned to Xiao Jingyu, my voice hard. Every word deliberate. Xiao Jingyu. When I said it's in the past, I meant us. What we had is over, done. We're both married now. We both have our own lives. Stop saying things like this. You're embarrassing yourself and making everyone else uncomfortable. Xiao Jingyu's eyes stayed red, still not willing to let it go. He pointed at Gucci. You won't be happy with him. He's a playboy, always has been. He doesn't know the first thing about loving someone. I don't care about what happened between you two. Leave him. Was I happy being married to Gucci? Deep down, I already knew the answer. His gentleness, his honesty, he gave me everything he had, that was enough. Xiao Jingyu? I didn't believe a single word that came out of his mouth. He turned his back on me for Ye Wanro once. He'd do it again for someone else. I could see the mess ahead. Why would I willingly walk into it? I shook my head, my expression stone cold. Xiao Jingyu, you're not a child anymore. You need to own what you've done. You married Ye Wanro. Be a good husband to her. Do right by her. That's better for both of you. Gucci and I are doing just fine. We don't need your concern. Hearing my answer, Gucci let out a satisfied cold laugh and turned to warn Xiao Jingyu. You hear me? If I catch you hovering around Huan again, don't say I didn't warn you. The Xiao family name means nothing to me. He wrapped his arm around my waist and turned to head inside. Xiao Jingyu shouted after us, desperate. His voice cracked with despair and bitterness. Why, Shen Qingwan? We grew up together. You said you'd marry me. How could you? After all these years, how could you be so heartless? I paused mid-step. A pang of sadness swept over me. Back when I first fell for him, I'd told him with all the joy in my heart. You're the only one I'll ever marry. But people change. Life is long. Temptations come. He couldn't hold on to his own heart. He couldn't hold on to the promise we made. So how could that be considered breaking my word? I didn't waste another word on him. I grabbed Gucci's hand and walked through the Shen family gates. We shut his screaming out behind us, but that day's words, Xiao Jingyu hadn't taken in a single word. After going home, he and Ye Wanro got into a massive blow-up over a divorce. The whole Xiao household was in chaos. They became the laughingstock of the entire capital. One day I went to a gathering of noble young ladies. Everyone was sitting around sipping tea and chatting, when Ye Wanro suddenly burst in. Clothes disheveled, hair a mess, she dropped to her knees in front of me without a word. Sobbing her heart out, Sister, please, give Jingyu back to me. Without him, I can't go on. She was a crying mess, tears and snot everywhere, looking every bit the tragic beauty. Everyone's eyes drifted toward me, curious, sizing me up. I frowned, kept my voice flat. Get up first. If you have something to say it like an adult. She just shook her head and stayed on the ground, looking up at me through tears. No, not until you agree. Sister, Jinyu's heart only has you in it. Ever since you got married, he hasn't looked at me once. He hasn't touched me in over half a month, and now he wants to divorce me, because of you. You already have the young lord. Why are you still taking him from me? As she spoke, she reached out to grab the hem of my dress, but there was a flicker of cold calculation in her eyes. She was clearly trying to stage a scene, make me look like I was bullying the weak. The crowd kept growing, the whispers got louder. I had no interest in making a scene with her here. I was about to walk away, when Ye Wangsun, the eldest Ye daughter, stepped out of the crowd. She walked over fast and grabbed Ye Wanro by the ear. Ye Wanro! She snapped. Haven't you embarrassed yourself enough? What are you doing throwing a fit here? Get up, now! Ye Wanro winced and bared her teeth from the pain. She looked up and saw Ye Wangsun, and shrank back. Big sis. Don't call me that. I don't have a shameless little sister like you. Ye Wangsun's face was full of disgust. Making a scene over a man? Coming here to humiliate yourself? You're dragging the entire Ye family name through the mud. Ye Wanro tried to say something. Ye Wangsun wasn't having it. She shot a look at the maid behind her. The maid immediately stepped forward and covered Ye Wanro's mouth. Dragged her out by force. After all that, I had no mood to stick around. I said my goodbyes to everyone, and headed back to the estate. Not long after, Xiao Jinyu found out what happened that day. He was furious, locked Ye Wanro up in the courtyard, forbade her from going out, terrified she'd run to me and cause more trouble. I finally got a few quiet days. Just when I thought it was all over and life could go back to normal, I received a letter, delivered on Xiao Jinyu's orders. The handwriting was a mess. Just a few words. Gucci, back door of Yanchun Tower. Come now. Yanchun Tower was the biggest brothel in the capital, and used to be one of Gucci's favorite spots. Thinking about all the rumors I'd heard about him, my stomach dropped. A wave of unease hit me. Something came over me. I changed into plain clothes and slipped out alone. Made my way toward Yanchun Tower. When I got to the back door, Xiao Jinyu was already waiting by a carriage, wearing a look like he had already won. When he saw me, his eyes lit up like he'd struck gold. Like he finally had something on Gucci. His voice buzzed with excitement. Juan, I've been saying it. Gucci is not a good man. Didn't take long for his true colors to show. I just got word. He's in there right now with a bunch of his rich boyfriends. Drinking and partying. Women on both arms. Living his best life. You don't believe me? I'll take you in right now. See who he really is with your own eyes. My heart sank. Part of me wanted to turn around. Afraid of what I might see. Afraid my choice had been wrong all along, but my feet had a mind of their own. I got into the carriage. The whole ride, my heart felt like a stone. There was a weight sitting on my chest. I could barely breathe. Finding out Gucci was at Yanchun Tower hit me way harder than the day I found out Xiao Jinyu had married Ye Wanro. 100 times worse. Xiao Jinyu could see I was off. He went quiet too. The carriage rolled up to the back of Yanchun Tower and stopped. I followed Xiao Jinyu straight through. No one stopped us. Up to a private room on the second floor. The door was slightly ajar. Voices and laughter drifted out from inside. I stepped closer and heard Gucci's voice. My heart went cold. Then the next second I heard him say, "All right, let me be clear. Next time you invite me somewhere like this, I'm not coming." My Juan doesn't like it. If she finds out, she's gonna be so mad at me. Someone teased back, "Oh, young lord just got married. And he's already whipped?" Everyone burst out laughing. You guys don't get it. This guy has been into Shen Qinghuan since they were kids. We're talking over 10 years. He finally got her. Of course he's treating her like she's made of gold. For real. Back in the day, say her name around him. He'd flip on you instantly. Remember when Shen Qinghuan was engaged to the Xiao kid? This guy locked himself in his room and cried for days. Painted a whole room full of her portraits. He was a mess. I raised my brows in surprise. Then I heard my own voice come out. I actually remember that. When we were young for a while, there'd be a shadow on my courtyard wall every single night. I thought it was a ghost. I was so scared I couldn't sleep alone for the longest time. Turns out it was Gucci this whole time. Hey, Gucci, I remember you. Had a whole room plastered with her portraits. Did you ever throw those out? I held my breath without thinking. I pressed myself against the door and quietly listened for what came next. Then I heard Gucci's voice, warm, and just a little smug. Throw them out? Not a chance. I kept every single one. That's over 10 years of my heart right there. When we have kids one day, I'm showing them all of it. Let them see just how hard their dad worked to get their mom. Ha! So when Xiao Jinyu married Ye Wanro, and you tried to swoop in, that must have worked out perfectly for you, huh? Oh, absolutely. Gucci never wanted to marry into the Ye family in the first place. His parents forced that engagement on him. He'd been looking for a way out forever. And honestly, if he hadn't let it happen on purpose, you really think Xiao Jinyu could have just walked off with her that easily? He was waiting for exactly that moment. So he could go after Shen Qinghuan fair and square. Xiao Jinyu stood beside me. His face had gone ghost white. He'd brought me here to catch Gucci in the act. To expose him for who he really was. He never expected to hear any of this. Turned out the joke was on him the entire time. He stumbled back a step and leaned against the wall. His face was a mix of despair and self-mockery. He couldn't face it anymore. He pushed open the door and bolted. I stood there, all kinds of feelings hitting me at once. All this time, Gucci's feelings for me, they'd been planted over 10 years ago. Everything he'd ever done for me, and it was never on a whim. It was years of quiet, deliberate love. When I stepped outside Yanchun Tower, Xiao Jinyu was leaning against the carriage. He looked up and saw me. His eyes were full of regret. His voice came out hoarse. Juan, do you think I'm pathetic?
I was the one who pushed you away. I said so many awful things to you.
You must hate me. As he said it, a tear ran down his face. I stood there and looked at him quietly. Whatever was left of that sadness inside me just faded away. Xiao Jinyu, I'll be honest. I really did love you before. Loved you to my core. I literally dreamed about marrying you, but that was then. Right now I'm happy. Gucci treats me right. I don't want you messing that up for me. So from now on, if we cross paths, let's act like strangers. Live your life, I'll live mine. Deal? Xiao Jinyu hung his head for a long time. His shoulders trembled slightly. Just when I thought he wasn't going to answer, he gave a small nod. His whole figure radiated loneliness. He'd arrived riding high. He left completely deflated. Watching his lonely figure disappear into the distance, I knew this was really it. We were done, for good. All that youthful love and longing, it had finally scattered in the wind. I didn't go back to interrupt Gucci and his friends. I headed home alone, went straight to his study. I thought I was ready. But when I pushed open that door and saw portraits covering every wall, every shelf, I froze. Every single portrait was of me. From when I was a little girl all the way to my teenage years. Laughing, deep in thought, every expression, every mood, captured with stunning detail. From the faded ink and worn paper, you could tell. These had been around for years. Every single brushstroke carried over a decade of his love and devotion. I reached out and gently ran my fingers across a portrait. The cool paper touched my fingertips. My heart warmed. My eyes started to sting. I don't know how long I stood there. Then I heard footsteps behind me. Gucci walked in. He saw me standing in front of the portraits, eyes red, and his face went pale. He rushed over and pulled me into his arms, voice full of panic. Juan, why are you crying? Did I do something wrong? Did someone hurt you? Don't scare me like this. My heart can't take it. I couldn't hold it together anymore. I buried my face in his chest and choked out, Gucci, I like you. I really, really like you. Gucci went completely still. He stood there frozen for a few seconds. Processing what he'd just heard, a rush of pure joy hit him all at once. He held me tight, his chin resting on top of my head, pressing kiss after kiss, voice trembling with happy tears. Juan, I love you too. More than you could ever imagine. I've loved you for over 10 years. This life, the next one, every single one after that, it's always going to be you. Later, Gucci found out that Xiao Jinyu had taken me to Yanshan Tower that day, to stir up trouble between us. He was furious, almost stormed over to the Xiao estate, to beat Xiao Jinyu to a pulp. Then he kept reassuring me, swearing up and down that yeah, he used to go to Yanshan Tower. But it was just to hang out with his boys, never laid a finger on any of the women there. Afraid I wouldn't believe him, he practically got down on his knees and swore to the heavens. I watched him with an amused smile. The moment I'd seen those portraits, I already knew exactly how he felt about me. Of course, I believed every word he said, and for a moment I felt genuinely grateful. Grateful that I'd chosen Gucci when everything felt hopeless. Grateful that after everything we'd been through, we hadn't missed each other. From then on, Gucci dropped the playboy act completely. Outside of managing the estate and the unavoidable social obligations, every free moment was spent with me. Come spring, he walked with me through the garden picking armfuls of peonies, saying he wanted my courtyard blooming with the brightest flowers always. Summer afternoons, he dragged a daybed under the grapevine trellis and peeled iced lotus seeds for me by hand, fanning away the mosquitoes with a palm leaf fan. Come autumn, he carried me on his back up the mountain to see the red leaves, said he wanted to show me every beautiful thing this world had to offer. Winter nights, he held me close by the fire and told me all his most embarrassing childhood stories, making me laugh until I cried. The staff whispered amongst themselves. They said the young lady must have some serious magic, because she'd taken the biggest player in the capital, the one who used to haunt every brothel in town, and turned him into a devoted, attentive husband. Even his parents grew fonder of me by the day. My mother-in-law would often take my hands and press all sorts of precious jewelry into them, saying she only wanted the best for her dear daughter-in-law. My father-in-law would often remark with a sigh that the Gu family was so lucky to have me, that it was Kier's blessing. But that peace, it was eventually broken by Xiao Jinyu's obsession. One day, Gucci and I were invited to a flower-viewing banquet hosted by the princess. The place was packed with sons and daughters of noble families, beautiful and lively, buzzing with energy. I was strolling with a few ladies I knew, admiring the flowers, when a familiar voice floated over from behind me, one I never wanted to hear again. Long time no see. You doing okay? I turned around, and there was Xiao Jinyu standing not far away. He was in a white brocade robe, noticeably thinner than before, dark circles under his eyes, but still staring at me like he wanted to burn my image into his bones. Gucci's face dropped. He stepped in front of me and said coldly, "Young Master Xiao, this is the princess's banquet, watch yourself." Xiao Jinyu ignored him. He just looked straight at me, voice low and rough. Juan, knowing you're doing okay, I can finally breathe. But I can't let you go. I already ended things with Ye Wanro. I'm free now. Can you please just give me one more chance? Everyone around us suddenly turned to look, eyes full of curiosity. My face went hot. I was embarrassed and furious. Xiao Jinyu. I've already made myself clear. Gucci and I are husband and wife. Have some respect. Stop making a scene. But Xiao Jinyu stepped closer, eyes burning with obsession. Juan, I know you're still mad at me, but I really know I was wrong. Back then I lost my mind. I never should have hurt you like that. Just give me one chance to make it right. Please. I don't need anything else. Just let me stay by your side. Gucci had heard enough. He stepped forward and punched Xiao Jinyu square in the face. Xiao Jinyu stumbled back, blood instantly spilling from the corner of his mouth. Gucci pointed at him furious. Xiao Jinyu, don't push your luck. Juan has said it loud and clear. Keep this up and don't blame me for what happens next. Everyone around us was shaken by what just went down. The princess quickly had people step in. Lord Gu, young Master Xiao, talk it out. Don't ruin the mood at the banquet. Xiao Jinyu wiped the blood from his mouth. His eyes went wild. He stared at me and screamed, Shen Qinghuan, how can you be this cold? We had over 10 years together. You're just throwing it all away? You forgot? When we were kids, you said you'd follow me forever. You forgot I chased away those guys who bullied you? You forgot the promise we made under that peach blossom tree? You forgot all of that? I took a deep breath and looked at him cold as ice. Xiao Jinyu, that's all in the past. You're the one who destroyed what we had. The moment you married Ye Wanro, there was no going back for us. Don't ever bring up the past again, and stop coming after me. I grabbed Guci's hand and walked away, leaving Xiao Jinyu standing there alone, looking like a total fool. Everyone was staring at him like he was a joke. Guci held my hand tight. His warmth chased away the chill I felt inside. Juan, don't let someone like that get to you. I'll spend my whole life treating you right, 100 times better, 1,000 times better. I leaned into his shoulder and whispered, I know. As long as I have you, I'm not scared of anything. The drama from the banquet spread all across the capital fast. Xiao Jinyu became the laughingstock of the city. People talked about how he threw away a perfectly good life just to chase his ex who was already married. Ye Wanro wasn't doing much better either. After the divorce, her reputation was destroyed. Her family was too embarrassed to take her back, so she had no choice but to go stay with some distant relatives. But living under someone else's roof was rough. She got nothing but cold shoulders and attitude. Then she heard Xiao Jinyu was still hung up on me, so she came back to the capital trying to get back with him. One day I was home teaching the maids how to make pastries, when we suddenly heard crying and screaming outside. A maid came in and told us Ye Wanro was at the gate throwing a fit. Said she wanted to see me. Guci's expression went cold immediately. Tell her to get lost. Don't let her filth near this place. But Ye Wanro wouldn't leave. She just got louder. More and more bystanders started gathering outside. I knew if we didn't let her in, this would only blow up bigger. It'd be bad for the manor's reputation. So I sighed and told the maid to let her in. Ye Wanro stumbled into the courtyard, clothes torn and ragged. Hair a mess, obvious cuts and bruises on her face. She looked absolutely wrecked. The second she saw me, she lunged forward, trying to grab my hair, screaming, "Shen Qinghuan! You witch, it's all you! You ruined my life!" Gucci was fast. He shoved her back in an instant. Ye Wanro stumbled and crashed to the ground. She laid there sobbing her heart out. "Shen Qinghuan, what did I ever do to you? Why are you doing this to me? If it weren't for you, Qingyu never would have married me, never would have left me. I wouldn't be in this mess right now." Watching her fall apart like that, I felt nothing. Not even a drop of sympathy. She chose this path herself. She's the one who deliberately drove a wedge between me and Xiao Jingyu. She chose to marry him. This is the bed she made. I looked at her calmly and said, "Ye Wanro, you know exactly what you did. If you hadn't set me up on purpose..." "Xiao Jingyu never would have misunderstood me. You married him by your own choice. The divorce, that's between you and him. It has nothing to do with me. You ended up here because of your own choices. Don't blame anyone else." Ye Wanro looked up at me, pure venom in her eyes. "You're lying. This is your fault. If it weren't for you, Jingyu never would have only had eyes for you." "I won't let this go. I will not..." Gucci stepped forward, his gaze sharp as a blade. "Ye Wanro, say one more word, and you'll regret it. Now get out." Ye Wanro could see there was nothing left to gain here. She glared at me one last time, picked herself up and scrambled out, and after all that, Xiao Jingyu finally went quiet for a while. I thought he'd finally come to his senses, that he'd stop chasing me, but I had no idea. He was about to do something even crazier. One day, Gucci was called away to handle military matters at the border. It was just me and a few servants left at home. That night, I was reading in the study when I heard a strange noise outside. I thought it was a break-in. I called for the maid right away. She went to check, but came back saying everything looked fine. I relaxed and went back to my book. But not long after, the door got kicked wide open. Xiao Jingyu burst in, eyes bloodshot, completely unhinged. "Huan, I've been waiting for this moment. Gucci's not here, come with me. I'll take you somewhere no one can bother us. We can start over." I was shaking. I backed away. "Stay away from me. Xiao Jingyu, are you out of your mind? Gucci will be back any minute. Just go." But Xiao Jingyu kept walking toward me, a twisted smile on his face. "He's not coming back. I had people set up an ambush on his road. He's not making it home. Huan, come with me. We'll never be apart again." I stared at him, completely terrified. "You actually tried to have Gucci killed? Xiao Jingyu, you've lost your mind." Right then, heavy footsteps came crashing from outside. Gucci stormed in with guards. Turns out Gucci had already predicted Xiao Jingyu might pull something like this, so he'd secretly arranged guards to protect me in advance. The moment I saw Gucci, his face was stone cold. "Xiao Jingyu, you've got some nerve. Breaking into my home, trying to hurt Huan." Xiao Jingyu froze when he saw Gucci. Clearly he didn't expect him back so soon. Then he snapped out of it. He tried to grab me to use as leverage against Gucci, but the guards were already on him, pinning him down. Gucci came straight to me and pulled me close. His voice was shaky. "Are you okay? Did he scare you?" I shook my head and leaned into him. "I'm okay, AC. I'm so glad you're back." Gucci gently ran his hand through my hair. "This is on me. I never should have left you here alone. I'm sorry you had to go through this." He turned toward Xiao Jingyu, his eyes ice cold. "Xiao Jingyu, you've been harassing my wife over and over again. Now you break into my home and try to hurt her. You think the Duke's manor is a joke? Someone come here. Take him away. Hand him over to the authorities." He's going to answer for every single thing he's done. The guards dragged Xiao Jingyu out. He was struggling and screaming. Huan! I genuinely loved you. You can't do this to me. Gucci, you backstabbing. Let go of me!" But his screaming didn't do anything. He was dragged off. Gucci held me for a long time without saying a word. I could feel him trembling. He was genuinely scared. Scared of losing me. The authorities moved fast on Xiao Jingyu's case. He'd broken into a private residence and attempted kidnapping. And he was also suspected of attempted murder of a government official. The evidence was solid. 10 years in prison. The Xiao family burned through everything they had trying to get him out. But Gucci had already handled things from the other side. All that money they spent was for nothing. Lord Xiao couldn't take the blow. He collapsed and never really recovered. The Xiao family business tanked almost overnight, went bankrupt fast. Just like that, one of the most powerful families in the capital fell apart. When Ye Wanro heard Xiao Jingyu was sentenced and the Xiao family went broke, she completely fell apart. With nowhere to go, she ended up on the streets begging just to survive. One time, Gucci and I were out walking around town when we spotted her in the distance. Worn-out clothes, dull, scraggly hair, face covered in dirt, kneeling on the side of the road begging passers-by, completely dead-eyed. Nothing left of the dramatic, high and mighty person she used to be. I looked at her, felt absolutely nothing. This is exactly what she deserved. Life went on, and Gucci and I just kept getting closer. He still spoiled me rotten, same as always. Remembered everything I liked. Would stay up all night taking care of me when I was sick. Would come up with all kinds of ways to cheer me up when I was down. We went through a lot together, and every single thing we went through just made us stronger. Then a year later, I got pregnant. Gucci was over the moon. From that point on, he was beyond careful with me every single day. Wouldn't let me lift a finger. Had the best physicians come check on me regularly. Everyone in the whole manor was walking on eggshells making sure I was okay. My mother-in-law personally cooked for me every single day, making all kinds of nourishing soups and dishes. Said she wanted her grandchild to come into this world healthy and strong. Watching Gucci hustle around for me, my heart was just full. I knew this baby was going to bring so much more joy into our lives. 10 months later, I gave birth to a baby boy. Gucci held him with the biggest grin on his face. He named the baby Gunian Huan, meaning cherish our joy. The whole manor lit up with happiness the day he was born. My in-laws were absolutely glowing, hovering around the baby every chance they got. Gucci turned into a full-on obsessed dad. The second he had free time, he had that baby in his arms and wouldn't let go. He'd always whisper to him, Huan, look, this is our son. We're gonna protect him together. Protect our family. The little one grew up fast, full of energy and adorable. Had a little of me and a little of Gucci in his face. He got Gucci's sharp mind and my gentle heart. Gucci had big dreams for him. Got the best teachers to school him in academics. And horseback riding and archery. I'd just sit nearby watching them, content. Watching our son grow up. Watching Gucci love me just the same as day one. I knew I'd made the right choice. Meanwhile, in prison, Xiao Jingyu found out I'd had a baby. That Gucci treated me like I was his whole world. It ate him alive. He spent every day drowning in guilt and regret, wasting away, slowly losing his mind. He'd stand at the wall screaming my name, saying he was sorry, but it was way too late. He'd have to spend the rest of his life paying for what he did. Word got out that he got into a fight inside and was beaten badly. Left bedridden. The man who used to carry himself with such arrogance, gone. As for Ye Wanro, she eventually got thrown in prison for theft, did a few years. Got out and didn't learn a thing. Kept stealing, kept pulling shady stuff. Then killed someone in a fight, was sentenced to death. That was the end of her sad, bitter, and hateful life. Time flew by. In the blink of an eye, our son Gu Nianhuan had grown into a sharp young man, gifted in both academics and martial arts. He passed his exams, entered the imperial court, and quickly earned the emperor's trust. Gucci inherited the title of duke, becoming the new duke of the realm, and I became the duchess. Our whole family was at peace, warm and happy. Everyone in the capital envied us. Every year at the Lantern Festival, Gucci would take me and our son out to release lanterns. He'd always handcraft one just for me, one of a kind. Just like the one with the word Juan on it from the night before we got married. Watching the lanterns drift across the water, I leaned against Gucci's shoulder and whispered, Achi, thank you. Thank you for giving everything up just to marry me. Thank you for giving me a life this beautiful. Gucci held my hand tight. His eyes were soft and warm. Juan, I should be the one saying thank you. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for walking through all of this with me. Getting to meet you in this lifetime, that's the greatest blessing I've ever had.